I don't care how much of a box office hit the Harry Potter movies were. I don't care that the film adaptation of People We Meet on Vacation has stirred international internet buzz. And I certainly don't care that Colleen Hoover is getting yet another mediocre book made into a movie. I still stand by my firm belief that the book always has been and always will be better than the movie. My personal favorite example of how the book is better than the movie is in the world classic Les Miserables. The novel, written by Victor Hugo, is one of the best pieces of literature I have ever read, and I read a lot. It's a book that made me want to become a writer, and despite having read it nearly 7 years ago now, its themes still influence the way that I live my life. I watched the Broadway musical a year later and was equally as enthralled, so imagine my disappointment when I first saw the Anne Hathaway Hugh Jackman adaptation of my favorite book. To say I was underwhelmed would be an understatement. To me, the film robbed the story of its honesty and vulnerability, and the heart of the story was lost among the glamour of Hollywood cinema. This isn't the only time a beautiful piece of writing was butchered by the silver screen, though. The Giver, A Wrinkle in Time, and the entire Percy Jackson series, to name a few, are just some examples of eagerly anticipated movie adaptations that only serve to disappoint fans. The problem is that instead of trying to come up with new and fresh ideas for the screen, Hollywood is instead taking beautifully deep works of literature and flattening them into basic entertainment. This does an injustice to everyone: the author, who poured themselves into the novel, the audience, who was eagerly waiting for an accurate adaptation, and the producers, who are suffering flop after flop. So instead of trying to scrap together a half-accurate version of an already beloved piece of work, we should turn our attention to unearthing new, diverse voices that shine in their own ways. While I do believe that a film or TV adaptation of a book can be beautiful if done well, such as A Gentleman in Moscow or Daisy Jones and the Six, I unfortunately think that it's still too rare to find a genuinely good adaptation. And even then, I will always be of the belief that the book was better, no matter how spectacular the film may be.